$90. So keep an eye out. If price doesn't hold this $90 zone, then I'll be expecting to fill this little gap that was created back into the $80. So keep an eye out on Coinbase as well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. Now, today I will be talking about large cap, large price stocks, and you can find some of them little price in the mist as well, but we're going to be talking about the large cap. The market really did an interesting thing on Friday, which I was expecting, because why? We've really been bought so much that there's a possibility of a pullback. I was expecting a pullback midweek, which is like, on Wednesday, but it never came, and then the pullback came on Friday. Taking a look at the broader sector, technology, communication, consumer cyclical, healthcare, they are all down based on the Friday's action, right? The only thing we got up is like, we have the oil and gas, which is the energy sector, also financial as well. Apart from, this Berkshire out of way as well. So, but, looking at the broader view, this is not a recommendation to buy or sell any equity stocks of Waterview ETF. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now that we got this out of the way, I'm talking about stocks. I'm talking about long-term stocks. I'm talking about dividend-paying stocks. So, you can follow me up on Twitter or on Stock Tweet, where I post my analysis, I post my thought, I post my trades as well. So just keep an eye out if I cannot analyze them here on this YouTube video. Also, I have a small price, low float stocks coming up as well in the following days. Happy Saturday, guys, and let's get into it. Okay, first let's take a look at the market, SPY. What I want SPY to do, looking at SPY, which is our Spider S&P 500 ETF. Don't forget, this is not a recommendation. Now, these are my levels 1, 2, and 3. These are the levels, including the downtrend. See how price got right into this level, 415, 416 area, and then guess what? Rejected it back down into this trend. 410 is going to act as our support. If 410 doesn't hold as a support, guess where we're going? We're going down into the 401, 402 area. So keep an eye out for this market in this coming week. I'm expecting a pull lower, at least to retest the $400 zone, for a confirmation of trend higher. So keep an eye out in the market as well. QQQ as well. We're also looking at QQQ. QQQ couldn't get into that 330 zone and got into 325 area. Oh, guess what? Then pull back. Right now, our 320 is going to act as our support. If it doesn't, we'll be looking for 310 in the coming days as well. Also, Square, which is our block, right? Block right now, $90 is going to act as our resistance. We tried to get into that 95, but just couldn't sustain this move, and we got this top week, right? So look for a pullback down into the $80 if 85 break. So keep an eye on that. We're also talking about Tesla. Tesla, they actually approved, shareholders approved the 3-to-1 split, right? Forward split. So we'll be looking at price pulling lower into the 825 area if 850 break. So 850 is going to act as a support. If it doesn't hold, then I'll be expecting more to the downside. For now, Tesla rejected the 950 area, okay, and then the 200 moving average couldn't hold because they announced that forward split as well. Others will be looking to buy lower into the split, right? So keep an eye out on Tesla as we're about to inch lower into 825 if 850 breaks. Microsoft right now we're looking at 285 area rejected, right? So we spent about 1, 2, 3 days in that area, in that zone, and then guess what? close to 282.91, which is relatively 283. So look for price to hold this area. If it doesn't, then I'll be looking for 280 break to the downside into 275. But overall 63% on the RSI, so keep an eye. I think we still have a strong move on that name. Looking at NVDA as well, looking at the semiconductor field, you know, Nancy Pelosi actually traveled to Taiwan, right? She really defied all odds, and most people are thinking, oh no, she cannot go, right? But guess what? She went and she actually met with the president and also talk about, you know, semiconductor shortages as well, chips and all that good stuff. So looking at this sector, I think this sector has room to run, but for now we're continuing to make that U shape, we're continuing to make that pattern to the upside. But for now, keep an eye out. If the market continue to push lower, I'll be expecting this to revisit the 180, where I will add to my long-term portfolio. United as well, United Health, right now we're looking at price, you know, breaking this level right now. This is our downtrend for this price to really hold up, uptrend. So we're breaking this uptrend right now into 20 exponential moving average. Your area, your best bet right here is 525 spot. If 525 breaks, then we'll be looking for 520 or even 510 on United Health. Apple as well, we're looking for price continuation on Apple, but the market shows otherwise, that 165 167 area is our resistance. Looking at price into 160 to retest this breakout spot, so keep an eye out on that name as well. Amazon at this point will also been, you know, pushing right into close into the 200 moving average, 145 180 89. So look for price to pull lower into the 135 if the market continue to sell off here. We'll also have a gap on Amazon around this area right here. So this is a gap, right? But if you want to look at the little gap right here, this area is our gap to fill. So if we can pull back into the 135, hold that area, then we can bounce. But if 135 doesn't hold, then we'll be looking for 130 on Amazon. But overall, I have my long-term holding. I picked some up around the 105, and you know, I'm still holding my position. I haven't started adding more yet, but I need the stock to really fill back to that 130, and then I can add to my position just to hold for the long term. This particular stock is for a long-term hold. Google as well, they did a forward split, and you know, ever since they did it, I didn't have more time to pick that up, but I'll be expecting come this week to see if I can pick some up in anticipation of this downtrend break. This is the downtrend break, but if market continue to pull lower, I'll be looking for the stock to pull back to this 114 115 area. I can still pick some up around this spot because it's also a good area for the pick. The next one I want to really talk about is Boeing. Okay, Boeing. Why Boeing? Why am I choosing Boeing? Boeing, we just got out of that, you know, bottom area. We just broke right through this spot, then boom, got to this area where the gap really is, and guess what? We filled that gap into that 170. In my analysis a couple of weeks ago, I said 170 is coming because why? We really want to fill up this gap, and then from there we'll continue to push to the upside. If this 165 doesn't hold on Boeing, I'll be expecting 160 or even 156 revisit. If that area comes in, then I'll be looking to add to my long-term portfolio on Boeing in anticipation of where the 180 zone, which is our 200 moving average. So looking at this line right here, that is the line we really need to break on Boeing. So keep an eye out on Boeing as well. AMD. This is AMD, Advanced Micro Dynamics or Devices. So what we're looking at here is for price to really pull back to retest this $95 spot. Why is it the $95 spot? Because why? We broke this resistance to the upside. We did retest it, but I'm looking for rejection of this 105. If this 100 area holds, then we can continue to push right into the 200 moving average on AMD. So keep an eye out on that as well. Okay, CEQP, this one is another one. This also has a high interest in terms of dividends. So 2450 is going to act as our support. If this area holds, then we can confirm what I call the inverse head and shoulder pattern. So keep an eye out on that as well. CION, this is another one to keep an eye out on as well. At this point, this is Sion Investment Corporation. They also have a dividend as well. So we're looking at breaking this 950. Break this 950, then $10 is our next resistance, and after that then we'll be looking at $10.50, $11, or even we can run into 1134, which is our 200 moving average. So this is your long-term play, guys, right? DMLP as well, we really did push into $31 zone, only to pull back down to retest that breakout spot. So 27.35, revisit and hold, then we can continue to push to the upside on that name. Another small one to keep an eye out on, they also have dividend in stock. EDUC, looking for bottom bounce play on this name, so keep an eye out on that as well. ABM 200 moving average is our support. Price is pulling back into that zone, so keep an eye out. If that area held and hold very well, then we'll be looking for price to continue to push to the upside. Why? We're looking at this downtrend. Where is the downtrend? Right here is the downtrend. So if we can really hold this area, then we can shoot through this downtrend to the upside. CVNA, what are we looking for on CVNA? CVNA, we have this or what I call the cup pattern, right? So we're really pushing to the upside right here. So we're just breaking barriers. Right now we just broke the 50 exponential moving average, and then boom candle into $50 zone. So our resistance is going to be around this zone. If that happened and if that held, then we'll be looking for a pullback to $40. Then I can pick some up for a long-term hold, but overall look for more to the upside on that name. BABA, BABA, right now we did push higher into resistance, which is our 20 and 50 exponential moving average zone, which is naturally the $100 zone. So we rejected it back down to about $90. So keep an eye out. I think we hold this $90 zone. I think we can continue to push higher. We'll break this downtrend to the upside. Boom. Well, we also have Visa as well. Right now our 200 moving average is going to act as our support, so keep an eye out on this name in the coming weeks. BYND is another one. Right now we're looking at this $40 break. We break $40, then we have a new uptrend coming in. So right now we're making higher lows as we go, but for now $33 is going to act as our support. NWL, right now we're looking to break through the 50 exponential moving average. If we do, then we'll be looking for $21, $21.50 in the coming days. BKCC as well, we're looking for price continuation on that. CAPL, we're looking for price to really bounce off this area, reclaim this 200 moving average, and then bounce off this area. This was a nasty pullback into $19.75 area, but overall keep an eye out on that as well. EGL, E, right now 200 moving average is your best bet. If price continue to hold this area, then we can define what I call the inverse head and shoulder, which is a bullish pattern. So keep an eye out as well on that. Meta platform right now 170 area. If we push into 170 again and reclaim, then we can continue to push to the upside. But overall, if this 165 area fails, we'll be looking at 160 in the coming days. SEC right now we're pushing to the upside as we reclaim the 200 moving average. OHI, Omega Healthcare, we just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to the upside. Our support is going to lie around this $30.50 zone, so keep an eye out on that as well. Semiconductor space, INTC is another one to keep an eye out on. Right now we're looking for a boom play, bottom bounce play in the making, so keep an eye out. If price can push into the $36 and hold, then we can continue into $37.50, because that is our 20 exponential moving average. Also, WMC is another one to keep an eye out on, because we have what we call the boom candle. Price pull back down to $14. I expect a hold around that area as well. AFCG, keep an eye out as we continue to push to the upside. $17.50 is going to act as our support for now. NEWT, this one right now, this is new tech capital. They have awesome dividend as well. So 50 exponential moving average is reclaiming right now. If we hold really good, then we'll be expecting $22.50 in the coming days as well. Also, let's take a look at Coinbase as well. Coinbase partnering with BlackRock. Okay, so because they are partnering with BlackRock, I took some put options around this place and then covered right around $90. So keep an eye out. If price doesn't hold this $90 zone, then I'll be expecting to fill this little gap that was created back into the $80. So keep an eye out on Coinbase as well. Eli Lilly as well. Eli Lilly pulling back into support. 300 is going to act as a support. If it doesn't hold, I'll be expecting 290 in the coming days. If that 290 failed, guess what? We're pulling back into 280. But for now, expect $300 to hold in the coming days. JNJ as well. We're looking for price to hold the 200 moving average as a form of support. What are we talking about? Looking at PayPal. PayPal will created the gap. So $95 fail, I'll be looking for a pullback into $90, which is going to act as our support. Why? Because every time we get to this area, we tend to get right off of that spot. So $90 is going to act as our support if $95 fail. But if $95 fail, being that we have support right here, have support but fail, this area is going to act as our support for the move to the upside on PayPal. Guys, the remaining chart, I'm going to post them up on my stock tweet and on my Twitter account. Just keep an eye out. I will post just the chart and some little analysis on what I'm expecting them to do. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. I love you guys, and enjoy your weekend and be positive to everyone out there. Peace and love, guys. Bye-bye.